what advice would you give this person for how to get unstuck?
Join Simpler.
All right, I'll go with that. That's a good one.
Journaling your trades. You're going to find patterns there. And then once you find those patterns, whether it's over trading or fear or greed or what have you, when you recognize those patterns by reviewing your journal every week, then put on a sticky note the thing that you need to work on. And then in your journal every morning, I journal before the market ever opens. That's when your logical brain is in control. Once the first charts pop up, boom, it's gone. Emotions have seeped in. So journaling beforehand and constantly getting those rules or things that I need to work on, maybe that I've been giving back a lot of profits. When I do this, I give back a lot of profits. I write them down in my journal before I ever look at a chart so that it gets in my subconscious mind. And this year in particular, I've improved that quite a bit.
I actually just had somebody ask me kind of a similar question this week, and because they've been around a few of our rooms, and he was in my room, and he was kind of like, tell me about your style, and why should I stay here, or why would it work for me? I said, I don't know if it's going to, but you need to try things out, see who you resonate with, and what indicators and what methodology do you resonate with. Because even when I was learning, I had a mentor that I learned from for 3 years. She was great. But it took me, I was 3 years and I still couldn't quite trade the way she did because the combination of indicators and just the way she did it, it just didn't work for me and I couldn't quite see it. And I finally had to move away from her. And then that's when I figured out my own path. And then I started to get success. And so I think if you are trying something over and over and over, it's not working, maybe you need to change it up a little bit. Like if you figured out that it's not just because you don't have risk control or you're gambling or you haven't figured out your process, if it's something else and you just can't see the market well and you can't see your indicators or you can't even read the market, then maybe you do need to kind of change things up until you can find the right method for you.
And also have realistic expectations about how long it takes. It takes most people several years before they become consistently profitable. We have to remember that this is not learning how to crochet. We're not going to figure it out in a weekend. So while you are learning and while you are trying to get it all figured out, focus on your process, not your profits. The profits will come as long as you focus on your process and you keep your risk small and manageable.